It does not matter how motivated you are, how intelligent you are, you will run out of energy if you are operating out of your natural way too much. It's just
Okay.
going to happen.
So let's talk about how Kolbe begins to measure this and provide clarity for ambitious, growth minded entrepreneurs. Because, yes, you can be highly driven, back to your point, but if you are working outside of how you should be naturally taking action or solving problems, you are going to feel the drain.
Yeah.
So, what are the four areas that Kolbe begins to assess and measure for context here? Because we've talked about this energy
Yep.
management, we've talked about naturally operating, naturally taking action, the resistance if we're working outside
Yeah.
of that. Where does Kolbe shine that light?
Yeah. So there are four different action modes that the Colby looks at. And in each of these action modes, there's a degree. So it's the degree in which you will initiate action in that mode, or you might resist action. And the great thing is it's all a string. So the four modes, the very first one is fact finding. This is the instinct to probe, ask questions, dig, research, validate. The second mode is follow through, and this is the need for systems and processes and a plan. This is all about pattern matching. The third mode is quick start. So this is all about the instinct to improvise. This is all about future thinking, experimenting. And the final one is the implementer, which is the instinct to construct or to, visualize or to create a tangible model. This is all about the space around you.
So those are the four different modes. How are these measured, and what can we defer or take away from each one of these modes to apply it as within our own day-to-day quote unquote operations, either A, as an entrepreneur, or B, through collaborations with our teams?
So after you take the assessment, you'll receive a number in each one of these action modes. And the higher your number doesn't necessarily mean that it's better. It's just that's where you're going to initiate action. That's where you're going to start the problem solving process. And you want to the idea is to have somebody initiating in all four of those action modes. If you are on the lower end, you're going to resist in this action mode, which is also very important to have. So you want to have, your action modes really kind of the bases covered versus too much over indexing in one area or not, which is what we see a lot. And you and
Mm-hmm.
I are a great example. We are complete opposites. And so we have a lot of bases covered naturally just between the two of us.
Yes, and I think that's such an important point, because if I go back to the past, to the pains of the past, it was because I was bringing other team members on who were naturally operating like I was. And let me tell you,
Owning yourself.
yeah, I was cloning myself, and that's not what we needed. If you want to keep learning from videos like this one, I recommend you check out this video right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast conversation, you can click here.